When the doubt gets loud, but answer that call. Vision ain't real till you grind at speed, so breathing deep. Then call the damn leads. Call the damn leads.
Hey, welcome back to Call the Damn Leads, the show by sales professionals for sales professionals. I'm your host, Drewbie Wilson. With more than 2 decades in sales, I've seen it, been through it, heard about it. Now I'm bringing it to you, my favorite people in the world, the sales community. Because let's be honest, this is the greatest job on earth. It doesn't matter where you come from, what background, what personality type, you can make an amazing life in sales. And today's guest, I'm super excited to have on. I was recently a guest on her show, so I know she's got some awesome stories for us today. I'd like to welcome Lidia Axe.
Thank you. I'm super excited to be here.
I knew you would be. I was coming into this episode fully fired up, and I want to jump right in, and I want to hear your crazy sales story.
Okay. Crazy sales story. Okay. I thought, and that's like about 12 years ago, I was in corporate, living nice corporate life, as a director, great paycheck. And I'm like, I never need to do sales. I hate sales. I'm going to be bad at this. The whole 9 yards. And then, jumping in, and if you want to ask that question, I can, but I started my own business. I had a small kids club. So where parents can bring kids and they can leave them for a while. We do art lessons or like play with them, just give parents a little bit of a break, right? But you're like, okay, well, why don't we make a cafe and a small shop, right? First of all, it just made sense. Secondly, like you can get a little bit money out of it. And what we had there is like kids' books, toys, like things. And I'm like, how can we make it special? And I'm like, well, let's put something like really cool that either it could be a present. So, you buy it, you go to, because as parents, you're often invited to other kids' birthdays, and you're like, okay, what do I buy? What do I give? And like, why don't we make it like we buy not just books, but like special books, like extra, extra cool, and the toys are not just toys, but like something super cool and super special. So what I did, I handpicked every single item in that little shop of ours. So what happened is, and I was there pretty much 24/7. So the parents would come in, drop their kids, and like, oh. And they were like, oh, what's that? And they would, because it looks nice. And I would start telling them, and I would be so passionate about it. Like, if you're not buying it, I'm taking it either to my home. I had 4 kids. I have 4 kids. Or I'm taking it and giving it as a present because I get invited. So you know what? I so love it. Either you get it or I'm gonna keep it. And they would keep buying it, and they were pretty expensive because they were not just ordinary toys, not just ordinary books. And then only years later, I'm like, oh, and we had good sales, and I'm like, oh, that didn't feel weird. That didn't feel scary. That didn't feel sleazy, salesy. I was pushing anything. I was so excited about every single item that wasn't even easy. That was just super cool. And I think, again, I only realized that, like Stephen Jobs said, you cannot connect the dots looking forward. You can only connect the dots looking backwards. Yeah, that's what happened to me. I realized that sales are easy if you are just describing and you're excited about the thing that you are showing, and you're just describing how cool. So you believe in them, you believe in the value, and you believe they will benefit. Like, these people are going to have amazing experience with these items, them or the people they're going to present. And that's what like switched, completely 180 my attitude to sales. That's my story.
I think there's something to be said about being passionate about the thing that you're selling. There's a lot of people out there right now, maybe even you're listening to this and you're like, yeah, I'm in sales, but I don't really love the thing I sell. I do it because I make money. Don't get me wrong. We're all in sales because we need to make some money, right? We didn't get into this business just for the funsies of it. However, there's so many products and services and opportunities out there that I don't think you have to stay stuck selling something you're not passionate about or that feels kind of sleazy or scammy. And I'd be curious, Lydia, what was like the big thing for you as you started realizing this, that you started saying, okay, well, now how do I help other people figure this out? Because there's a lot of people that are stuck in jobs selling things that they don't appreciate just because they want to make money, and they may want to go sell something else, but they don't want to seem overly salesy or spammy like that.
Yeah. So first of all, I don't work with salespeople. I work with solopreneurs, entrepreneurs, coaches, consultants selling their own services, products, right? And there is an added layer to that because it's harder. It's really harder because what we start to attach is like, our personal value to that, right? But you need to, so going back to my story, you need to believe what you're selling is solid, right? So if you have a problem with that, if you don't believe in what you're selling, I think that's kind of you need to go back. You need to go back and you need to fix that. Now, the second thing is people like, well, I don't want to be pushy. I don't want to be salesy. So I do believe in my product, but I'm just going to stay there, and they need to pick me up. And there are a lot of solopreneurs coaches. They're like, I'm good. I'm just going to be standing there and wait until I'm picked up. Like, imagine the young girl at the discotheque. I don't know. Are there discotheques these days? My days, when I was young.
Maybe there's got to be a sub niche of it somewhere, right?
You go to, high school dance, whatever it's called. You go there and you stand in the corner. Like, you're like, yeah, I just wait until I'm picked up. Well, I never was like that. Okay, well, but I think a lot of people are like that. I'm going to be standing there waiting until I'm picked up. If you are adopting this philosophy, bad news. It might take a while, or you might not going to be picked up. So why not take initiative, right? Why not? Like, what are you losing? I think the mindset shift, if you stand in there waiting, then you have a pretty high chance of not being picked up, right? If you go and ask, you see the guy, he looks okay. You're like, hey, you want to dance? You have 50-50. You just increase the chances by 50%, right? So I think coaches, consultants, not only they have this, oh my God, I don't understand the value. I cannot objectively understand the value of my services, products, but also they think, I'm going to sit here and wait. I'm going to post this content, and they will see and they will think it's amazing, and they're going to come and ask me. No, they will not. It's just sitting in the discotheque or whatever dances in the corner, hoping you will be picked up, right? Instead, you can come up, and I even urge you not to invite to the dance. That will be very bold, but just ask, start the conversation. I think a lot of sales, the sales conversation start with the normal conversation, right? And a lot of people get it wrong. And I know I'm getting ahead and jumping up, jumping around. But a lot of people, when they come up, they start with the sales slap or pitch slap, right? They're like, hey, I've got this amazing thing. Why don't you buy it? Well, you don't even know if they need this thing, right? So just start the conversation. And yeah, I'll stop there.
Yeah, no, I think that's something that a lot of individuals struggle with, whether you're in sales or especially in the coaching and consulting world. That's something that I've worked with and chatted with a lot of the coaches and consultants along my journey as well. I mean, being in the space myself, obviously we all kind of flock together and we want to know like what's working, what's not working. But the big thing I see is people are afraid to pick up the phone and even start that conversation. So I appreciate you sharing that, because I think that's an aspect of why Call the Damn Leads exists, right? It's like, hey, pick up the phone, start the conversation. That is the foundation of how you build the relationship. But I think there's even something more to that I see a lot going on, and I'd love your perspective on this. But the coaches and consultants that continue to get certifications and degrees and this thing and that title and all this stuff, but they're not actually acquiring as many clients as they are certifications. What do you think causes that?
Yeah, that's a big, big pain of mine. That's a big pain of mine. I keep talking about it. And I think it's particularly like professionals. They've been in the whatever corporate world for 30, 35, whatever years. Well, years of their life, right? And they used to, like, how do you get up the corporate ladder? You become better at what you do often, right? You acquire skills through internal training, through external training, MBA, I got one, and you get promoted. So they have the pattern that you need to get more and more qualified, and that's how you get recognized. So they move out of corporate world, but the thinking doesn't change, is the same. They think, oh my God, I'm going to get ACC, PCC, MCC, NLP, hypnotherapy. And I know I have clients like that. They come to me. I'm like, how are you? I'm like, I just got into new certification. I'm like, I cringe. So first is because of the pattern, right? It's just because this is what they were told. They need to upgrade their skills, and the more skills they get, they feel like that's going to be rewarded. Secondly, learning, studying is relatively easy, right? Calling the damn leads is fucking hard.
Preach.
They need to get out of the comfort zone. They need to be ready to receive, who are you? Why are you calling me? Or who are you? Why are you texting me? Bugger off. I'm looking for nice words, but basically you need to get ready to be rejected and to be told that, I don't know you, I don't like you, I don't want to talk to you. And people don't like that. We like to be liked. We're people pleasers. We like to be accepted. And again, for coaches, consultants who move from professional world, they already achieved something. They're at they already have some sort of a self-esteem, the way they see themselves, the status. Yeah, I've been thinking about lately. It's just harder to. They need to get back to the, I'm nobody, or I'm a learner, I'm ready. And it's hard for them. So it's a big kind of, they feel it as a step down or step back, is as a step back, and they don't want it. They want to avoid it. This is the avoidance mechanism. So that's why they're like, well, maybe if I get a couple of more certifications, maybe if I say on LinkedIn, I just got this and this, and everybody look at LinkedIn. Everybody support those posts, like, oh, you got this new certification, how cool is that? Everybody support that post. That will be the most the highest engagement post on LinkedIn. So you're like, oh, that must mean people like it. So get more of this. So it's the reinforcement, re-encouragement. In the end, nobody knows what's going on behind the scene. And behind the scene, you get this wall of certifications. And again, I had those clients and they're like, where's where's my clients? Where are my clients? Where are they coming? When are they coming? Yeah, that's my view.
I really appreciate you sharing that because it really sparked something in me to think about. This is the ego death, right? Like this is where in the corporate world your ego and your status is built on the certifications that you've achieved and the different titles that you've held, because that's what's coveted in that little box, right? In the corporate world, the more certs, the more titles, the more things that you've done, the more valuable you are in that specific marketplace. However, when you step out of that and you get into the world of coaching and consulting, you're not in the corporate box anymore. You're trying to break into it from a different outside the wall type of situation. And you have to be able to kill that ego of every time I get a certification, it makes me more valuable. Now, there is something we're going to talk about in a second in regards to like niching down and having very specific certifications. But for those of you that are in that phase of like learning and learning and learning, it doesn't matter how much you know until you reach out to people and they know how much you care. And that's where, as Lidia was saying earlier, that passion around what you do is where you can show up with a service, humility based mindset around, listen, I'm really excited about how I help people. And I just want to know if what you're going through right now in your situation could be helped. And if so, I'd love to tell you about it. I don't have to necessarily pressure you, but if you're unaware of that there is a solution and I can be the person who can help provide that solution, like this is what drives me. This is what makes me excited. And so I want your opinion, Lidia, on, you mentioned these people that get the certifications. They've got NLP and then they've got NEPQ and then they've got TC, whatever, like 19 different letters of the alphabet after their name. What does that like? How does that help them? Or should they be niching down more so and being like, hey, I only have certifications in the thing that make me really, really, really great at what I do?
Right. Oh, okay. So
hit us with it.
So much. I have so much to say about this. Well, first of all, number of certifications is irrelevant. Recently I thought I left corporate world because I no longer wanted to follow the rules, to follow the ladder. I want to create my own world, my own rules, right? So when I look at people who follow those kind of levels, those certifications, I'm like, why did you leave the corporate world? There is a certainty there is a paycheck there. Why did they leave it? It just doesn't make sense. Anyway, two things. First of all, the key, what helped me many years ago, I really love how you say you need to kill the ego. So what helped me is stop focusing on you. Change the focus on the person you want to help. And that's where everything becomes irrelevant. Number of certifications, the level, anything else. Stop worrying about how you're going to look, how you're going to sound, what people think about. Like, stop focusing on that person. That helped me when I was publishing my book. I published a book 2019 about female midlife crisis, and there are a lot of personal stories, very vulnerable, honest stories, and I couldn't hit a send button to my publisher for 1 week. I'm like, oh my God, everybody gonna be thinking about me. And then there was a list of things that people are gonna think about me because these stories were very vulnerable, how I went through my midlife crisis with all the all the stories. And the only tool that helped me was, I'm like, Lydia, stop. Like, why did you write this book? Why did you write this book? And I'm like, 3 reasons. One, I want to leave a legacy. Yes, there must be a reason for you. Second, I want to help women out there, because I collected, not only I shared my stories, but I collected a lot of data, statistics. I spent 3 years writing that book. Yeah.
Incredible.
It took a while. And I'm like, so stop worrying about whoever gonna think about you from these stories. Will anybody benefit from this? Yes, I think so. That was the purpose. So I think, stop worrying how many certifications you have, how many you need. You're like, okay, your certificate, like, forget about certifications, even learning tools. I think coaching, well, I have my own view. Coaching is just a tool. What I do is not even coaching. I use consulting, I use mentoring, I use teaching. I use a bunch of tools. Coaching is just a tool. These are tools. So NLP, fine, I do use NLP. These are just toolbox. Like when you, so this is the second point. So one is focus, stop worrying about you, worry about the person you're trying to help. And number 2 is, anything is like a tool belt, right? Imagine you have the sink not working. You call the handyman. Are you asking for his, how many tools, which tools he has, what certification? No, you say, my sink is, fucking not working. I need to fix the sink. Can you come and fix it? You don't care about the tools, the certification, the belt. That's the thing. We have to stop worrying. Nobody cares. They care about the problem they have, and they want you to help them fix it. That's it. Every product service has a job to be done. If you can do this, they don't care if you use a hypnotherapy or shaman, or who cares? Who cares? They don't.
Lydia, this is one of my favorite conversations in many, many episodes that we've done, because it really peels back to the idea of, and we're going to make this like one of the big clips, but who cares? Like, at the end of the day, if you are trying to help someone, they don't care about all the tools, all the widgets, all the features. They simply want to know, I have this problem. Can you help me fix it? And I think you just gave our entire audience a masterclass on the reframing. That's an NLP tool, by the way. The reframing of the conversation and the process that they're going through. And so while we could nerd out on this for many, many hours, as we said when we recorded on your show, I do want to be respectful of your time. How do we come find you, follow you, check out more of your content, learn more about what you got going on, maybe even check out that book that you wrote?
Yeah, well, unfortunately, that book is just in Russian. So unless you speak Russian, I don't think you'll be able to read it. When I retire or when I have shitload of money, I'll translate it in English. No, I rewrite it in English, because people say, just translate it with Google Translate. I'm like, no, this is my baby. That's not going to go into Google Translate. It's like giving your baby away. Like, yeah, take my baby. No. Okay. So one day I'll rewrite it in English. But so far, you can find me on LinkedIn. I'm there pretty much every day. Hang out, Lidia Axe, Lidia Axe, like Axe. Or getitdonecoaching.com. This is my website. Yeah, come out, come hang out, send me DMs, send comments. I'm very approachable, and I trust in conversations. So I walk my talk. I'm open to conversation, as long as it's not just pitch slap right away. As long as it's not like, hey, I have this something amazing. No. So, be human, be a real human, start conversation. Let's talk about it. I'm super approachable. Yeah. And I'd love to see you there.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much again for hanging out. Again, y'all, go check out more of her content. And as always, you know what to do. Share this episode on social media. Put it over on LinkedIn. Put it on, whatever your favorite channel is. Let the world know you spent a little bit of time with me and Lydia today, that you got some value out of this conversation, because that means the world to the two of us. And also, maybe, just maybe, a coach or a consultant that's doing a terrible job communicating, and they're pitch slapping every single person that they talk to, and they need to hear this episode. You don't have to tell them that they suck. Just send them the episode and say, hey, this made me think of you. I think you'll enjoy it. And be sure to go check out the store, callthedamnleads.com. If you want to be on the show, we've got some notes for you to come and check us out, sign up to be a part of this. We're just truly grateful to have the opportunity to speak with amazing people like Lydia and share this journey with the world. So listen, you guys know what to do. Go pick up the phone, call the damn leads. We'll see you next time.
I'm definitely getting that baseball cap. I told you last time. So
rock and roll. Can't wait to send it to your way. Thanks, Lydia. We'll see you soon.
Thank you so much.
When the doubt gets loud, but answer that call. Vision ain't real till you grind that speed, so breathing deep. Then call the damn leads. Call the damn leads.